So with the knee bar, the attack is actually the knee. So there's a slim area there, right? So when that knee bar comes on, you'll start to feel a little pressure there. You start to feel something's not right. Usually by that time, you're pretty deep in the knee bar. And you should probably tap at that point if you don't have a plan, a strategy, or an angle to get out. You should probably just go ahead and tap. Because being tough will get you nowhere but the hospital. Then we go to the heel hook. Heel hook is pretty much none, right? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, some people will argue and say, oh, there's a little bit of tension and this and that. It isn't enough, right? There's not enough for your brain to calculate and go, oh, by the time you're tapping, it's already there, right? If it's done effectively and the right. So when we talk about the heel hook, we talk about creating pressure and twisting leverage on the knee itself. Doesn't break anything, it destroys the ligaments that are inside the knee. One going forward, one going backwards. They crisscross in the middle, right inside there. And so when we grab that heel and hold that bottom part of the leg, we keep it in place as we hip forward, and it normally will rotate your foot to a normal position. But if your foot's being held and then the pressure comes, and so this lower leg is being held in place while your hips are supposed to be realigning it, it'll cause those ligaments to just snap and tear. And a heel hook done properly will at least tear the ACL, but there's more damage that can be had. So, all right, come here, CJ. We're just gonna go over the heel hook, and today, guys, we're gonna go over different variations of the heel hook and how we should get out of it, all right? What we should do. So, go ahead, stand up. We're gonna go straight into what we just got finished doing. We're gonna say, hey, we were just warming up. Here, boom, CJ turns. I go ahead and get CJ to the ground. We're here. Let's talk about something real quick. It's called the knee line. We're talking about the space in between my knees, right? It's a knee line. If his knee is above my knee line, that means I can pinch my legs and hold his knee. So go ahead and pull your leg out. Okay, so I have pretty good control by just pinching my knees together, which is a very important and very good aspect of a good habit to have if you're performing the heel hook, because your hands will be moving trying to get to the heel. Now, second part of a heel hook that you'll notice, that you may notice, is the person will hip forward like this, putting a bend in his knee. Now, it's all gonna make sense when I start talking about the escapes. Now, we're here. What I need to finish this heel hook is to obviously hook around his heel with a portion of my body. There's a few ways people grab these things, right? For demonstration purposes, I'm gonna bring this up. A good heel hook will involve the toes here. If I just come here and just try to get around his heel like this, and I don't have his toes, look what he just did. Watch that again. He takes his heel, right? He easily just slipped it out. It's out. Go ahead. You can't do that. We think the heel should be here, so we can hook it and rotate. But really, you need to put it on your forearm. But involve the toes. If I just go to hook his heel and I don't involve the toes bending the foot, see, he knows, he just hides it. It's called hiding the heel. Straightening your foot, turning your heel away from the danger. That will help you in a lot of cases, right? But what happens if the person does this? Now hide the heel. See what I'm saying? He starts rolling in the direction that the heel is being turned because he knows he can't. So let's look at a few ways people will grab your leg. One, a traditional here with a gable grip, and that's how they lock it in. Another is like this with a double, they call them false grips, whatever you want to call them. This is just a gable here, but they've got the heel on the forearm. So it's a hard bone that's hooking that heel, not allowing that heel, and they're pulling it into their rib cage, right? Here, that heel fits right nice into that pit of that elbow. He'll just straighten that out. Pop, it's gone. Here, you got hard bone on the side of his heel there, and we're just gonna suck it in here. It's tougher to move it. Other times people will just go this far. They'll just go real big and just grab and hold. Other times people will go here, like this. This is tight as well, right, CJ? Very tight. Now notice, I'm here and I go to turn, he's gonna have some movement. I've gotta bring this over. Most people think when you do a heel hook, it's this rotation which causes the damage to the knee. It's not. It's the hip rotation, or the hip pressure. I'll show you in a minute. But look at this. If I can hook his heel like this, guys, how much more do I have that I can turn and rotate my body and make more pressure on his knee? At that point, with this grip, yeah, if I can rotate all the way across there, his leg's gonna explode, yeah? So these are a few variations of how people hold. Some people hold like this. They'll just hold the heel with their hand. And you may go online and find a few more. Point being, all this does is hold this to my rib cage and my body, and it's only supposed to really hold it in place or cause a little bit of movement across my body. Where does the power and where does the breaking of the ligaments and tearing ligaments come from? It comes from my hip movement, right? Notice I said get the toes involved, right? So if I can get his foot bent like this, it pokes that heel out and exposes his heel. If it's like that, it's easier for him to hide it, right? So these are things you should be thinking. Look, if he's not activating my toes and bending my foot up, I can like poke it and boom, I can get away. But watch what happens here. So let's say I had his foot here, tucked in my armpit, pinch my knees. When I hip forward, which way does his foot go? It goes from here to there, yeah? So now imagine all that natural rotation of his foot from here to here. Now, what would it look like if I pulled this in tight and I kept the lower portion of his leg and his foot facing that way, and you just watch the degrees, right? And then I started to hip forward. And that's not pain, that's just tightness, right? Yeah, it just feels the tension. So imagine somebody gets down like this, their body's turning, they start turning and rotating and hipping forward. Doesn't take a lot to tear up those ligaments, right? So now that we know how a heel hook is done, and now we know what mechanics causes the damage in the tear and the surgery, now we need to learn how to avoid it, right? So we already went over some of it, hiding the heel. Guys, most of the time, you're gonna encounter this in no gi. So there's not gonna be a gi grip to hold on to. Some places do train heel hooks in the gi. Some places, a lot of places don't. Reason being is material gets caught up, foot gets caught in somebody's gi top. There's a lot of space and room for people to get their legs destroyed. Also, how difficult would it be to escape a heel hook in the gi? Since I would have a gi on, you would have a gi on, that material locks in. And it doesn't take much, you know what I mean? So, with all that involved, I would say don't practice heel hooks in the gi, right? Just be open and honest with your training partner. Be like, I don't do heel hooks in the gi. You know, too much room for, damage. But we're in no gi. And so a lot of gyms, if you walk in no gi, some places they'll say all leg locks are legal straight out the gate. And you can just do whatever you want straight out of the gate. You don't have any knowledge, you've never been taught what any of this is. You're just coming into a gym to train, and guys will just see you and go, new guy, now I'm gonna go practice my heel hooks, because I've been getting heel hooked for the last 6 months by everybody, because I was the new guy. Now I'm gonna turn around and put it on them. Doesn't seem very fair or safe. I would hope that you wouldn't want to train at a place like that, and I hope that place don't exist. But this is the world we live in. So anytime you visit somewhere, anytime somebody's new that you've never met that comes in here, have a dialogue with them before you start rolling, especially in no. Have a moment and say, hey man, how you doing? Oh, are you just starting? You in town? Makes it seem like you're trying to get to know them, which you are. But at the same time, you're also trying to get to know what they know. Oh yeah, man, I'm in here in town for the Naga, I'm a Naga champion. Oh, really? I don't do heel hooks. Did I tell you that? You know what I mean? Cool, no big deal. Then it should be fine, right? And always be safe and aware, right? Have those conversations. If you train at a place, look the place up. Investigate the place. When you walk in, talk to Not just the instructor, but talk to some of the people on the sides and get the vibe. You ever walked up to somebody and they looked at you like you were a snack? And they were just like, "You rolling today, bro?" They're shaking and they're already sweating and this class hasn't even started. Then I'd be like, "Okay, I'm just watching." You know what I mean? Or you talk to the other people and are like, "Yeah, he's crazy, no roll." You know what I mean? You get that from some places. Houston. Yeah, you will pick up the vibe. Guys, don't be hesitant to say no. You know what I mean? So into the heel hooks, here we go. Now, we're into heel hook time. There's things, this is an outside heel hook that I'm going for. Now, I'm coming in, foot on the hip. There can be all kinds of variations of my foot placement. This is a 50-50. On the outside, this is a cross 50-50 because we're here. And this is just a position. CJ and I are in true 50-50 right now. There's equality here in the fact that we both have the same position and the same opportunities.
Perfect symmetry.
Perfect symmetry. I didn't know we were getting into geography today. Geography. Radiography? All right, listen, talk horses later. Cross 50 is a 50-50 with it's cross, right? So I'm in here, or I don't know the name of this one at the moment, but it's here, right? Outside both feet, Ashi Garamis. Fancy names all over the internet, look them up if you like. We're here. I can attack his heel. Boom. He can attack my feet as well, right? He can actually go for a heel hook here, right? Boom. Deadly dangerous on both counts. But what's the difference in our position? I'm attacking on this side, he's attacking on this side.
He's inside, you're outside.
Yeah. I can push his off. I can make praying hands with my feet. Guys, this is the thing. Praying hands with your feet here. Go ahead and get that heel hook, CJ. All the while, I'm loading up here. I'm ready. I'm getting ready to, yeah. If CJ's attacking my heel, go ahead and attack it. Look, if I'm already here, I can begin my attack. CJ is starting to attack, but my attack is ongoing. In leg locks, guys, you can, if you run from leg locks, if all you ever do is try to escape, it's not a matter of if you're gonna get submitted, it's a matter of when. Right? You might escape.
Can I say, I feel like it's very easy to get behind in this fight.
Yeah.
Very easy to get behind your opponent in this fight if you're trying to match leg lock to leg lock. Very easy to get behind.
You can. But, agreed. I will agree with that. Especially if the person that you're going against has more experience in leg locks than you, and that person is already a couple steps ahead. I would say the first thought you need to have is a defensive thought, like, am I safe? What do I need to do to get out of this danger? If I were CJ in this situation, CJ sits up here, and he reaches up and grabs my wrist. 2 hands, pulls it away. Does it mean I can no longer heel hook him? No, but look how he starts turning his foot, because guess what? This lock against my rib cage that locks his heel down is no longer as strong as it was. He can hide his heel, he can tuck it, boom, pull it here. Now guess where we're at? We're more of a neutral situation. Now, if CJ wants to, and I start doing this action, he can start reaching for my heel. Because look, his heel isn't in the danger anymore. So now he can start attacking, put me on the back. And I've got to start doing some stuff, right? I got to start hiding heels and doing things. And then notice what we talked about earlier. What do we talk about with my knees? What's that called? The space between my knees?
Knee line.
Knee line. Where's his knee now? It's not in between the knee line as much. Because now he's got one leg going this way. Now, whose knee is in the knee line? Mine's in the knee line now. Now I'm in trouble. So you see how this plays out. You have to have control, you have to have position. First piece you want to get is the knee line. Control with the legs. Boom. Here. He can now pinch, he can now throw a leg over. This sucks, right? CJ's here, he pinches his knees. Don't grab the ankle for me. And that's all the control with just his legs. Then he starts adding in his arms. Now I'm notice he's just in this position. Yeah. This is an inside heel hook for me. Notice he's heel hooking me from inside and my foot's not going that way. This is dangerous for me. Very dangerous, because he's got legs over here. If CJ starts hipping forward and rotating that way, I have to go with it. Same as if it was out that way and he's rolling that way. I have to go with it to relieve the pressure. I can't untangle all this by the time he starts adding pressure. It's not gonna happen, right? If CJ catches this on me, I'm tapping. In this setup right here, in this position, this is a perfect position for a heel hook. If I go like this and it stays like it is right now, I'm tapping. And I don't tap the mat, and I don't say tap. I say tap and tap, 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 and I'm tapping his leg like this. I want him to know I'm giving up, because there's not a lot of time. This is a perfect position right here, right? He's got it all set up. There's no way for me to go. He's got so much of my heel, his forearm is touching my ankle. I can't hide anything. He's got my toes bent back here, if you can see him. Dude, this is a perfect setup. Tap. Good job. Amazing. Now I can no longer trust you with my legs. You know what I mean? It's like you have hit that next echelon of the trust circle. Right? So, in this scenario, so what would I have to do, coach? How do I get out of that? Let's just say, when do I get out of this, right? So, one thing that you can do in this scenario, is that before he gets here, I can start pushing my leg in, which is counterintuitive to what we think. We think run, don't we? But in this scenario, I can't run. He's pinched my leg up. So I'm coming in here. So what's our first? Is one, don't get there. Two, hiding the heel, tucking our heel so we can keep it from getting caught. And in certain situations, you need to move forward and push your foot past the spot. Especially if you don't think you can get out of where you were. So if I can come here, right? Now CJ tries to go ahead and go for it. We're here, I can start feeling his foot, and I come up and I feel the space. Here. If I peel that foot and sit back like this, it's gonna put it back. But he knows what's happening, and then this time he's gonna go like this. Well, now it's hooked. Now I can't undo it. So I come in, maybe at this last second, I try to do something like this, and like CJ was saying, if I start trying to attack some weirdness here that I have no idea what I'm doing, he's gonna heel it. Because he's at the advantage, right? All right, all this scenario talk, I'm gonna pull my foot forward, then I'm gonna try to unhook, grabbing wrist, grabbing whatever, until I can tuck my leg, maybe come out. So a lot of this, guys, is gonna be improv in the moment. I like to do heel hooks with people. Those of you who I've done heel hooks with, you know I don't finish them. I don't finish heel hooks. I grab them, I get the best control I can get, and I hold, and then I stop. If you go to turn the wrong way, I'm letting go. That's my main priority, to let go if I feel like you're twisting the wrong way. If you're not twisting the wrong way, I'll hug it tight, and I just hold it. If you start spazzing and pulling your leg out, I may let go because I don't want you to hurt yourself. It's not because you're escaping, it's because you're gonna hurt yourself. But if you're figuring it out and looking, I just sit there and I hold it. Wait for you to figure out how to get out. If you start doing it, I'll go with it, then you escape. And then we set up and do it again, right? So, first thing I want you to do is get your partner. We're gonna do the warm-up drill that we did. You're gonna push them onto the ground this time instead of them peeling it off. And then you're just gonna go and you're just gonna try to set that heel hook. I just want you to get that good grip, whatever grip you like. And then I want your training partner to see if they can hide the heel, sit up and grab the wrist, try to work your way out of it. Remember, the person attacking, pinch your knees together. I want you to think knee line, defend the heel, get out of that knee line. Defend the heel, get out of the knee line. Okay? Any questions? We'll walk around, we'll help everybody out, see where everything's at, all right? 1, 2, 3. Hook up. So go ahead, get your position. So walk up next to his chest on either side. Stand up, stand up. Stay standing, just feet on both sides of his chest. A little further, a little up, a little more. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna come into that outside Ashigarami setup here, and he's gonna knock you to the ground. So go ahead and go down, break ball, boom. So now he's gonna sit here. So go ahead and turn this way on this side and look and watch. So he's gonna work it. Notice he's keeping a bend in the hip. He's got you in between the knee line. Go ahead and pinch those. Let's test this real quick. Pinch your knees, Matt. Don't hold his leg. Go ahead and slide back. There you go. Is it pretty tight? All right. So we know now that with those knees pinched, we can control the leg. Now, start seeing how you want to grip that foot. So remember, peel those toes back, get underneath. And you want to, and let's sit up like CJ and I did, and let's test these grips. So you'll turn up on your side a little bit and just get those grips and see which one feels tight. Now remember, when you're gripping, you're not trying to rotate, you're trying to suck it up next to your rib cage more than anything. So go ahead and get the traditional one, see if it's tight, and then feedback. Let's give feedback, say, hey, does that feel tight? Does that feel like you could move your foot and hide your heel?
I feel like at the moment, I feel like I might be able to.
We'll try. Just try to straighten your toes. Did it get out?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Got it under your armpit.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, he's got it in actually he has it right there on the forearm.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, try this one. Try to reach over and just grab both your forearms if you can. If at any point this gets really tight on your knee, tap it.
Yeah.
Even if he's just reaching for grips, it can happen.
Good.
Communicate, guys.
You want me to
Communicate.
reach like this?
So, like this. Look. Take your right hand and just no. Switch it. You had it. Take your right hand and then grip over top of your forearm. Go back. Just like that. So you're like this. Right where they're at. Does that feel like you got a better grip on the heel? We're just testing out your grips.
I mean, you want me to try to like move or?
No. He's just trying to see which one feels right. Now try the opposite. Take your left one and go under the heel. And yeah, how does that feel?
Feels like I'm reaching further, yeah.
How does that feel?
It feels like my foot's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it feels the most tight, would you say?
It's not tight necessarily, but I can tell it's locked in.
Hug up, Matt, a little bit. Now how's it feel?
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. So you see, there's different ones. So here's what I want you to do, Matt. Pinch your knees together. When you feel tightness, tap his leg. Go ahead and go slow with your hips.
Yeah, I mean,
No space. See what I'm saying?
I can feel it.
Yeah, for me it's just
here.
Awkward for being across.
well, I think it's too, I'm like Charlie Horse in my
Yeah,
tech
you're
trying
coming across. But it's whatever grip, so go ahead and let's switch and you guys can try that out and see. And then what you'll do, once you guys have gotten those grips down and everything, go into the hiding the heel and stuff like that. All right. So, are you guys just testing this out?
No, you're fine. I'm just stretching. I can feel it when it gets tight, you know, it hurt, but it's like the funky feeling. All right, so come up like that.
See, your legs can do all the action, right? So now, pinch those legs. Which way are you so far?
I don't want him to carry my weight.
So, take the weight here.
All of this is on his back. Oh, 37. You want 13, 14?
He's 12. There, you can do that. All you're doing is sucking up to your rib cage. Notice that body turn. You saw that body turn? All right. See how tight it is? Very slowly.
Right.
Don't fall
My
back.
line
You
should
have to
be
stay up because if you hold it and fall back, you're gonna get your rotation. Super tight, super tight, super tight. Now just right here. It's better if you do it from the side here.
However far I need to get it to where the bulk of my leg.
How fast is this?
Yeah, I'm with you. I want to make sure.
See how good your knee pinches by having your partner crank.
This is hanging on.
That's gonna help
his
see.
leg, and this is not left straight. This is not touched the mat. He's down. My knees together. His knees below my knee line.
See how his pinky toes about to pop out? So reset here. So do this. Let's go. Pinch this down. Bring it down. Go over here. Can you get underneath?
So if I need to get that heel higher, so that way my lower back is being carried by that thigh.
Like this.
But I gotta shoot that heel. Boom, up here. So I'm
However your knee works. Here. Now, nice and tight, pinch your knees together. Now I want you to do nice and slow. I want you to bring your hips forward.
No.
Tap him.
That's the one. The heel has to stay high.
Quick, can you move quick? Yeah.
I think
That's what it is. It's not breaking that across because honestly, if you wanted to, you could just start rolling.
Yeah.
Get ready to tap here. Nice tight. Look how much you've already rolled. Keep rolling. There you go. See how much movement you had to do just now? But the difference of the amount of movement that you had to do. That's what people intend to do. They'll combine both of them. But here's the thing. Which one did you feel like you had to do more strength with?
Honestly, it didn't take much at all, but I felt like pushing my hips out
Easy, stupid easy.
If I start doing this, I've got a lot more to do. And I feel like I'm opening myself up at the same time.
And you had to change your position too.
Right.
Where you were already in position. You ain't got to change position. All you're doing is this. And something else that helps people here is they'll get this heel hook and they'll look up. They don't look down at it, right? Because look, if my hips come forward, watch this. I can only bring my hips so forward if I'm looking, but if I look away.
I remember people being taught that once my hands hit the heel, like I was just gonna drink a cup. Like I was just gonna drink a little cup and hip out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you get it but if the tightness is there, you don't have to do that. You just sit forward. And you can just start hipping your hips forward. And
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna go far, but I can feel like he's below yours.
But it starts.
Right, I'm with you. If I'm right here, I'm
But it starts with those knee pitches. So
right.
you pitch
Well,
that,
and I'm thinking when you had CJ sitting up and like you guys were doing 50-50, it's almost like you're in the knee line is the most important. So it's like a reverse tug of war. You're trying to get
absolutely.
your
Because
knee
what
line.
Matt's gonna do here, Matt's gonna roll away from you. He's gonna turn
Right.
and kick your butt while he pulls his leg.
Right.
out. He's gonna-
Here and try to-
You're gonna try to do that, but Matt, come up on your hands and start pushing and pulling your leg out. Straighten your foot, straighten your foot, straighten your foot, straighten your foot. Yeah. See how you're just holding on to that? Matt just can just keep going. And what he can do is take his foot and push on your butt. He can push on your foot. He can push your knee. He can just push anything and start going. You're not attacking his leg. You're just holding,
Right.
trying to hold on as it escapes you.
Right. I got you.
There you go. See how? Yeah, and then you got to scoot back up.
Yeah.
But at that point, Matt's going to bring his leg over, and then he's going to start. So throw your leg over and clear that knee. Can you clear that knee in front of you? Yes. Clear it out all the way, and then come up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. See, he's just holding your leg at this point, and now you start the escape, and we'll go over that here in a second.
So, but once I let you, if I let you clear, then my lower extremities are completely. Well, no, I know, but I can see how fit the roll you do. You know what I mean? Like if I can manage
You
it.
get underneath that heel.
Yeah. Right.
This one's pretty long. Did you try the opposite grip?
If you get inside it. Right.
I gotta get my foot back.
Right.
Like since you peel the foot. Yeah.
And so I'm trying to stay.
No, it's like
Pull myself up.
And see, here's where you probably would want to throw the right leg over.
Me.
All the way over. Yep. And then roll into your knees. And then make a full roll. And then try to kick out or beat the feet on the roll.
I got you. I got you.
Because that would create confusion.
Yeah, yeah.
If I know I'm going that way, I know what to do in the roll.
Right.
Let's see now I'm on the inside.
Yeah.
This one to me is way more dangerous than that.
Yeah, inside it's you can't kick it off.
Now he's attacking this inside.
And so I'm trying to.
basically it's more like you just get up on your shoulders and put it.
I'm not sure how he's gonna teach that one.
What's that?
I'm not sure what he's gonna do to teach that escape.
Oh, okay.
But the way, yes, that's better.
So when I did it does get a little confusing. You're going on the inside, you're going on the outside.
Yeah, right. Okay, so now, instead of just straight the foot, try to shift it. Or I think it's this one. Try to shove your foot in. Exactly. Keep coming in, keep leaning.
We're gonna add another escape here in a second.
Line from.
Give you another minute or two, guys, to work this, work your escapes, then we're gonna work on another escape for
Pick
this.
yourself up, maybe. Turn
So, there you go, now you just keep that leg out.
And if he's not letting go,
Lean towards his chest.
all the way onto his heel.
Now you should be able to slide this thing out. You can your leg out rather. Your leg out. There you go. Slide it out. Don't underestimate the ability for your upper body to cause pressure.
Yeah.
Especially if you can grab his arms, just hug him, and that way you can get that leg out, because that's a weird spot.
I go through periods where I feel like I forget about my legs when I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you gotta do something with your legs.
Yep.
This certainly reminds you.
Stand up.
Use him if you need to. There you go. You can always grab his neck to help kind of anchor you to pull yourself up. All right, guys. So we've gone over this. We know for the aspect, we're doing both right now. We're talking about what do we need to finish the heel hook, right? Because we're doing kind of a double-sided lesson. How do we finish the heel hook? What do we need? We need three things, right? To start with. Knee line, controlling the leg with the knee line. So think knee line. I need their knee either between or above my knee line. Nice good pinch. They can drag me across the mat. They're not going anywhere. That really makes for a good leg lock, good starting. Second, I need to pull it to the ribs. Connection with my rib cage. Connection on that ankle, the heel rather. Heel exposure by bending that foot, getting that heel, whether it's here, 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 or just two hands on the heel, holding it next to your rib cage. Third thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hip forward. You're gonna find other people that teach it differently. You're gonna find other people that tell you have to go this way. And then Matt was telling me he'd been taught, like people said, to act like you're drinking a cup of water. So all different kinds of techniques to finish this. But you've all experienced it this morning yourself. Those are the three things you really need to start. You wanna finish it over. A good control with the knee line. That foot pulled up against the rib cage, held in place, toes bent, heel exposed, good leverage, and then hipping forward to make that breaking action, okay? Now, for the person who's trying to escape, we've talked about hiding your heel, making your foot straight, turning it out of that control, reaching up, grabbing the forearms, hands, pushing the leg in if you feel like you're super deep, right? Now we're gonna talk about running away from it, right? Now, sometimes we're gonna be able to do that, sometimes you're not, okay? Sometimes turning it, and you gotta know which way to turn. So whatever way that the pressure's coming from, you've got to go that way. You can't turn into the pressure. There's a UFC fight with BJ Penn, the legend BJ Penn, fighting Ryan Hall. And I know most of us all just shook our head when he did this. I don't understand why he did it. Nobody really can say why he did it. Ryan Hall is infamous in the BJJ community for being a guy who does great heel hooks, great jiu-jitsu, but he's infamous in UFC because he came in with almost no striking. In every match, he would just go to the ground, grab a leg, heel hook, done. M&R roll into a heel hook, done. His first 2 or 3 matches. He was unbeaten for a while, and then eventually a guy caught him with the stand-up. But he was getting everybody. Like, he's like, I'm waiting for another fight, but, you know, didn't look flashy. He would just drop into an M&R and catch their heel hook, boom. He fights BJ Penn, one of his heroes, and catches BJ Penn. BJ goes to escape, but then steps back into an inside heel hook as Ryan's doing it. You can see the pain on his face. It's terrible. I think it was one of his last matches. It might have been his last match. I don't know. BJ Penn he might have hung up after that, but even legends, guys, people who can make mistakes. So always be aware of which way the pressure is going. Boom. Outside. It's outside of his hips. Here. So he's got the heel hook, guys. Should I turn this way? Turn this way, guys? Do I go this way? Why not? Yeah. I'm going to have a matching knee brace on the same side, right? Because that's the way he's going to go. CJ he's going to show me which way he wants me to go by how he rotates. If they rotate the upper body, then he's going to, or you're going to feel which way. If I just kind of simply turn a little bit and my foot, it's not even my heel, it's not even my knee right now, it's my ankle. He's got such a good grip on it. My ankle feels like it's more pain if I turn that way. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go the way he wants me to go, guys. But here's what's going to happen. This leg is going to find his butt. I'm going to turn, and I'm going to push, pull as I straighten and hide my heel. So I'm going to turn, push, pull. Now, I can get my foot all the way out. I turn, and I re-engage. All right? What do I need at the very least? What do I need to do? How far do I need to go to escape this? Knee line. Bingo. Knee line. Big knee line. I have to get my knee outside of his knee line. That's where we have to get. We have to get to the point where we feel him grabbing that leg, and if this is the escape that you want to do, automatically go, right? So if it's on that outside, then I know I need to turn inside. That's a muscle memory thing. In the beginning, you'll feel oh crap, oh hold up, oh yeah, oh no, maybe trying to peel and all this other stuff. So, what am I doing with my feet?
Praying hands.
Praying feet. Praying with my feet that he doesn't get my heel. Okay?
You'll get to a point where you can feel it. You don't have to look at it. You can feel that.
Yeah. And you'll know, right? Because this is tough deep behind it. I can look at different escapes, but what I've done essentially here is I've neutralized it. So now, unless he's diehard, says today is heel hook day and I'm getting heel hooks on everybody, he's going to go back and keep fighting it, right? In that case, if I want to use my escape, I can use my escape. But let's say I messed around and thought for the 1 second, I'm going to get him in a heel hook because I'm just that heavy. And I start to go here and he goes back into it. Boom. Oh, I messed up. Foot on the butt, turn and rotate. Even if he rotates with me, straighten the foot, push, pull, push, pull. I can actually from here turn. He might still have my ankle. He does. He's got it with both hands. But he doesn't have my knee in his knee. So now I can actually come up and begin my attack. Let's talk about the inside. Oh. Yeah. This one is a little more difficult. I can't turn as easy. First, I don't have anything to kick on. And in order for this to work, because when people get here and they do this, if I'm working this one and they go like this, in essence, he's just put myself in the knee bar because I'll let it slide forward. Go ahead and let it slide up, and then yeah, I'm done. I'm in the knee bar. So you would go here, push, and pull, but that's a lot. You got to jump over his legs, right? In that scenario, I would definitely come up and grab his forearms, use the praying feet, and try to come up. Okay? So what I want you guys to do, get with your partners, do the warm up, put them down, grab the heel hook. I want you to slowly, foot on the butt, turn, push, pull, get it out, re-engage. We'll make it a drill. This is what I want you to do. You guys get it. Hey, that's why we drill it. Yeah. All right, all three get your partners. 1, 2, 3. All right, DJ. I was like, wait a minute. I was like,
So just outside heel hook.
hey guys, we're not locking the heel hook in to kill them. Grab it and hold it, but know that they're trying to get away, so don't tear a leg. You don't get a free month's membership if you tear an ACL. Yeah. So, foot on the butt. Yeah. Face me. And then point your toes. There you go. Now turn around. You're going to stand up. And then you're going to. Oh, you stand. That's right. Okay.
I couldn't put my foot.
Grab that heel. Act like you're going for that heel hook. So get the toes. And then just there. Perfect. Right there.
Now,
Turn. Push your foot.
straighten your foot. Straighten your foot. Turn. Put your hands on the mat.
People have, yeah. For heel hook escapes, there's I believe there's foot known for escaping heel hooks right to the back take. Yeah.
Let you get your hands in the mat.
But his is different than this setup. But yeah, I mean, but then again, you're also wondering, it's like, you could as the guy is attacking. Go.
Yeah.
Turn this way. Pinch the knees. Pinch your knees. All right, go ahead. Escape. Escape. So take your time and feel which way you need to go.
This is where it
1 second, see which way doesn't feel like the way to
because
go.
you're turning that.
There you
way.
go.
Yeah, take this foot.
This
put
is
it
your
on
moment
as
to
you
learn.
turn this up. Put your hands on the mat. Straight foot. The foot that's being attacked, straighten it up.
Oh, I got it.
Like this. As you
So I can, when I pull, I can do this.
slide.
I can like this. I used to have a little Jurassic Park
Back in his
boxer.
foot.
Right?
Now, turn.
So you're gonna go this way, because when he grabs your heel, go and grab his heel.
I had
Stop, for a second.
I had
Turn this way just a second. That
Yeah.
tight, yeah, that's not the way.
been
Now, turn and face me, push pull. Go for it. Boom, get that knee out. There you go.
every now and then I find
It's just tricky.
I find
Because
the sometimes when my leg open
in figure out which
Turn the direction I'm pointing.
right. Usually I can help with
my favorite exercise probably the it's a little Solder's droid. He's like this big. How you when I get home or something.
Is it the black thing that Darth Maul uses?
No. And then
No, I'm pretty sure it's a jet.
Looking for my gun.
All right, guys. This is why on the leg lock days, I usually only do one warm up, and then we go into, because it's a lot, right? And it's a lot because it's a lot for you guys to absorb. I want you guys to get this information because I was never given this information. I had to learn it on my own. A little bit the hard way, a little bit through the academic way of watching and learning and studying, right? So, takeaways. If you're doing a heel hook, you need 3 things. What's the first and most important? Knee line, knee control, leg control, all that. Knee line. Take knee line, I got to pinch, I got to hold. Second thing is your grip, holding it to the ribs, controlling that the heel, and then hipping forward to finish. After that, you can use sprinkle in some different variations of the finish, right? When you're escaping, what's one thing you can do? Hide the heel. We can hide the heel in the beginning. Another thing you can do, you can sit up, pull the forearms, praying feet, push your leg through so it's not being attacked. And also, if it's an outside heel hook, you can turn, push, pull, and get your knee out of what?
the knee line.
Out of the knee line. We gotta have that knee out of the knee line in order for it to be safe, okay? This is very basic stuff, guys. There's so much more detail involved in all of this stuff. There's DVD series that will go over leg locks and heel hooks for 12 hours of instruction. No joke. On top of. And there's multiple. You could probably find 20 heel hook series on BJJ Fanatics, each with 7 to 15 hours of video, right? So, but this is enough for you guys to understand and know the mechanics, what's happening, when to tap, when to escape. All right? Any questions? All right, on to the stand about. 1, 2, 3.